studying was one thing, but at some point you have to start being a professional musician.
Yeah.
So how did that go for you? I mean, this transition from a student to a pro.
You know, really honestly, I think this process is, I mean, this thing, like to be a professional drummer, it comes automatically by the routine, and by several previous recording sessions and musical experiences with different bands, with different musical styles. Actually, if I want to be really honest, I think I'm still learning and learning and learning. So to be a professional drummer, you know, if I check the stuff of my biggest heroes, for example, I had a chance last September to play together with Dennis Chambers, who is one of my greatest heroes, and that was impossible. I mean, there was an incredible experience for me to spend 7-8 hours with Dennis, talking to the bar, you know, in a hotel, and there was and he talked to me just like we would be friends since many years, and at the very ending of the conversation, I said like if you would know that I have at home thick papers like this with all of your transcriptions, and I took many months with only one tune to figure out like what's going on a hi-hat, and then he said, "I'm sorry." That was the only. Right. You know, yeah. So that was funny. He's a really nice guy, but that's still almost impossible for me. I met with Vinnie Colaiuta in January, and also with Gary Novak several times. So these guys for me are somewhere else. So, came from the Saturn, I don't know where. So you know. So back to your question, I think there is no border. Like I'm a learner and seeking and the seeking person until 2005 January 31 or something like this, and then so I think it's a kind of automatic thing. So but yeah, I did so far like 130, 140 different recordings.
Exactly.
So when I got back from New York to Hungary in 1995, I started to do a lot of tours and a lot of recording sessions, and my very first solo album came out in 2005, and that was the very first time of my life when I put together an album with several different guest artists and all of my compositions, and there were like almost 15 different artists, like guitar players, bass players, saxophone players, keyboard players, vocalists, and I tried to do something which contains all of my background music, all of the music from my musical background, and my new compositions and some previous compositions. And maybe there was a point when I realized that okay, something else started to be happen. Maybe
yeah, right,
yeah.
So when I'm sure it happens every once in a while, when you know there is a clinic or a masterclass or whatever, and people ask you how to make this transition and how to, you know, starts how to be a professional musician and things like that. Do you tell them the same thing, or is it like, you know, a piece of advice that you can give them?
You know, it's they also ask the same question with a little bit different dialect. I mean, they would like to hear especially some stories from my years at the classical conservatory, and some others wanna hear some information about my studying time at the Drummers Collective, which was a couple of months. So, but basically the whole story is like this from the very beginning to nowadays. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still going back, do you remember the first kit you ever had?
Yes,
What
I
was
have.
it?
There was a piece of crap. I mean, there was a piece of junk, which like the drum set contained a different kick drum and different type of high tom and different type of bigger high tom and different type of floor tom. The floor tom was actually created by what's the word? The thing where they put the wine it's a wood type of thing.
You mean a barrel?
Barrel, yeah. And the shape was the floor tom wasn't not.
So it was a bit like this.
Yeah. So it was a kind of oval type of thing, and it wasn't possible to buy any drum head for that. So we tried to put something to the top with my father. So that was really funny. Also, the second high tom was also a handmade one, and the size was between the 12 and the 13. So we had to ask another drum maker guy to create a special drum head for this drum. The sound was horrible. There was no any reso heads, nothing. No in the kick drum, no in the toms, nothing. But I got a Premier snare drum, which was an original Premier snare drum, which was totally alright. I think I just get it borrowed from maybe from my first teacher. I don't remember exactly. Anyway, so that was the first drum set, and when I turned the 20, my parents decided to give me a special a birthday gift, and because of I was a huge fan of Billy Cobham, and at that time the Tom Royal Star and Ben a Superstar was the signature drum set of Billy Cobham with a huge drum set, 3 kick drums and everything. My parents found a Royal Star from 1981. That was a used one in a drum store, and they bought it. And when I get back from the countryside, because at that time I studied at the classical conservatory, I was totally shocked. There was a beautiful drum set on the middle of the living room, and I started to be crying, like, wow, what's that? That's a real drum set. That was really funny. And I actually slept with the toms. No joke. That's absolutely true. And I set up the drum set, and I realized that how loud is the drums, because the other one was just like it's a crap.
Yeah.
So and also the Tomo drums have a huge sound from the very back in the days. The sound was so clear. No any problems with there was great heads and everything, so but it was totally great. There was a typical like 22 by 16 and 12, 13, 16 toms and a snare drum. That was beautiful. And actually you can find this drum set exactly the same drum set in my practice room today. The sound's perfect. So it's with clear ambassador heads, it's totally perfect. So no any problems with the sound. Fat bass drum sound, even if it's just 14, they're really fat. So I really love it. Yeah.